I'm starting to get hormonal changes, oily skin, bra size increase, changes in cervical fluid, up and down moods. If I'm a male, maybe I'm starting to see some of the other reproductive signs that show things are moving in a positive direction. What does all this mean?
So the way our body works is in what we would call a feed forward loop. So when the brain senses it's safe, meaning it has enough energy, it's not as stressed, all of our organs work in a manner that's more consistent and what we would see secondary to puberty. When the brain doesn't sense stress, it will start to downregulate, maybe send alert messages. And so certain things get shut off or they get dimmed. It's like reproduction, for example, we might lose a cycle, or for the males, they may not be having morning erections. When the brain is starting to sense, you'll see that almost prepubertal transition, like they're going back through. And so that's a sign that the body is starting to awaken. And while I know those things listed may not be our favorite things to experience, it's a brain and body that goes, okay, I feel safe now. We can start to resume these markers of health. And I hope that we can reframe those in a way that they're celebrated. And that it also helps you start to give insight as to when or where you're starting to recover, because sometimes a cycle can still take a while to resume. And we always like to know that we're on track.
So, for someone who started seeing these changes, but it's now been months since those changes began, and it's really hard to keep patiently waiting, knowing I'm seeing these signs, but is it ever going to reach the point where I feel like myself again, or my menstrual cycle comes back? What would you say to those people who have seen those and it was positive at first, but now it's starting to feel like they're stuck?
I hear that, especially, we're achievement oriented, right? We want to be able to check the boxes and get it done. Um, if you were to separate your brain and your body, think about those two having a discussion. And the body might be saying to the brain, like, hey, I'm trying to heal as fast as I can, but it may take some time. Think about how long some of that energy deficit might be
Mm.
longstanding. We do know that sometimes that does correspond with how long it takes for a cycle to resume or to feel 100%. And guess what? Life still happens in the midst of that too. So sometimes there might be things that end up slowing down that progress, but you're still moving more forward. And one of my favorite quotes is, a journey of a million miles begins with one step. You're still on that million mile, but you're doing it one step at a time.
Yes, thank you so much.